Hello Centrals! So, I started a few weeks back a challenge for guys to send me questions relating women and sexuality. And I'm still not finished with them, so this week we have another question. Actually, we have two questions, and here they are. How is a woman's sexuality influenced by factors which do not pertain to the physical, physiological, or anatomy? For instance, those pertaining to religion or culture. Example, if two people meet in a foreign city, let's say Paris, and he is an Orthodox man from Russia, while she is a Muslim woman from Syria, even if they physically like each other, there are barriers who go beyond the physical. In this case, how would one solve the problem, mentally speaking? Okay, so this one is what to do if. So, theoretically speaking, I would have to actually know what you're thinking when you're saying what would solve the problem. So, if by solving the problem you understand them having sex for just one night or a few days, probably there would be nothing to solve that problem, because if the cultural or religious barriers are so great, they could be overcome on the long run. So if a Muslim woman and an Orthodox man met by accident in Paris, they would probably not do anything so fast. But if the desire would be there, in the long run, they could probably get to somewhere. Just not like that. So when you're overcoming barriers like these, which are very strong, religious barriers, you would have no idea how strong they are. And even the Orthodox man himself might actually have a lot of barriers when expressing his sexuality, simply because religion has put a lot of censor on us. So this would not be just on the woman actually, but we are addressing women here, so I'll get back to the Muslim woman fast. But the man himself might also have a lot of obstacles. Religion can do that to us. Now, in terms of women coming from other cultures, you would first have to understand what their culture is about. And if a Muslim woman was to even consider having sex with somebody at random, she would probably be, let's put it in a very superficial way, in a lot of trouble. And inside of herself, if she was raised up in a very religious family, she would not even conceive of this. It would be like, I think they call it haram. It's a pity. It's like you never do this. It's a sin. I don't see this problem solved in the short term, but on the long run, if they two like each other so much, I believe, and if they had the context, they would probably be able to go to a deep relationship if the two wanted. So something can come out of this, and it would not turn into Romeo and Juliet, where their families would just kill each other and have them in so much pain that they would take their own lives. So I would start believing that at least in the 21st century, we have the resources to counteract those situations, those dramatic outcomes. But you never work easily with cultural or religious obstacles. And the woman herself would have to have a very big reason to overcome her obstacles or her beliefs, and religious beliefs again, in order to make the step to somebody in a different culture. It's not impossible. Women, when they fall in love, they can go beyond their borders a lot. And this is something that it's much more specific to women than to men. For instance, men don't, even if they find a right woman for them, if they believe that the timing is bad, they will not go in a relationship. And this is something that I've heard said over and over again by a man. He's teaching women how to relate to men when it comes to building successful relationships. And he's the one who admits this about men in the first place. And I tend to believe that. I've seen this happening. There were many beautiful women who met great men, appropriate men for them, but just because they thought the timing was bad, they didn't do anything. Whereas women, even let's say if we think that the timing is bad, but if we have very strong feeling for that person, we'll overcome that. We'll override our blueprint, so to speak. We'll go beyond and we'll take the relationship because we know this is the right person. So I don't want to wait until when. Who knows when the right time may come. So it's the same with cultural obstacles. If women have this very big feeling and very big desire, so if they have so much energy inside of them that will pull them to somebody outside of their comfort zone, whether it's socio-cultural beliefs, whether it's religious beliefs, anything, they can override these blueprints. And let's say that they tend to do this. If the women have been repressed so much, they may stay a lot of time in fear, and just an encounter like this could at least spark the desire in them that this is possible. So your answer is actually my answer to you is not a simple one, but it takes time. With these kinds of things, women need even more time than when it comes to preparing themselves physically. And the second question is, why did people stray away from their natural state, and why did women forget about femininity? I am talking about their behavior, not just the fact that they wear clothes that do not fit them. For instance, you see them on streets with pants or masculine jackets or a lot of, let's say, hard accessories. The answer here is actually, I'm going to take this answer from Polarity. So each and every one of us have male energy and female energy, or masculine energy and feminine energy inside of us. And it's only natural that some people get, from the beginning, a lot of energy from the opposite sex. So you're a man and you're born with a lot of feminine energy, you tend to have this manifestation. And it's the same with women. You have a lot of girls who are just these tomboys, and they're like that because they were, by nature, they were born like that. Others are indeed adapted into that, or sort of grown into that by family, education, by whatever we're taught in school, by society, the way we're being shaped. And I've said this over and over again, women are taught to strive, to work hard, to achieve, to be independent, to manage themselves, to not need anyone because they're independent and they're strong. And even if, let's say, this energy would not be so obvious and so dominant, so expressed in such a, let's say, brute manner, there's some thought or some seed of this ingrained somewhere in their psyche. And it's that need to feel strong, need to not become a victim, need to not be so needy, actually, in the eyes of other men. Because men don't like needy women, and men like strong women and independent women. This is what we're taught. So we have this seed in us. My answer is that when it comes to business area, where we're currently, everybody is investing a lot of time into developing their business, their performances at work, their income, and just to be able to afford more and so on. So in business interactions, feminine energy and feminine values are not seen as successful. Who wants to be quiet, or who wants to be receptive or magnetic and lead a team of 20 people? We can't even wrap our minds around this, that a woman who's in her nurturing energy, in her caring energy, in her inspiring others to become better, but not saying things directly, because this is what feminine energy is. It sort of exudes energy, but it doesn't occupy the space. It doesn't state things. It doesn't take actions. It doesn't physically expand itself so much, so it leaves the space for masculine energy to come in. So when women are taught to work high in their career ladder and so on, this kind of energy is not even there from the beginning, so it doesn't exist. Financial or business success is not the same, there's no equal with feminine energy. And this is where a lot of the masculine energy comes from, not even in school. So in school we reward the people who are most energetic, who state what they have to state, who bring successful projects, or who show off a lot of initiative, enthusiasm, who work hard. Female energy, feminine energy is not that. It's relaxation. It's, again, caring for others, connecting and building groups and building connections and building relations. It's more of, it tends to go to the emotional intelligence of things, and it's not yet rewarded. It's not yet fully encouraged. Feminine energy is not competitive energy. It's supportive energy. This is not yet accepted in society. That is why you see many women who are dressed like men, who act like men, especially in business, because this is the only way that society rewards a woman. So this is the only way society rewards performance, and this is the only way society will bring money or income and success in general. So in order for women to change, first of all, their attitude, they would really have to look and contest at their upbringing. So their upbringing itself was, in most cases, male-dominated energy. Even our mothers sometimes made us work hard because they wanted the best for us. That's how they turned us into these very high-performing men in attitude. So we can be in a female body, but we can be more competitive and much more successful and much more powerful than men. And we're doing because we're delivering what we were told and what we were asked to do, directly or indirectly, by, again, family, society, school, and others. So this is the reason. And what would have to change here? Well, the entire approach. We would have to learn to appreciate women. Women would have to learn to appreciate other women who are in their feminine energy and not judge them, but celebrate them. Rejoice for their success. Rejoice for the beautiful relationships that they have, the success that they have with other men, the admiration that they have from other men, and not be envious of that and not be jealous of that. Other men would have to respect women for this kind of magnetism and really appreciate them, not just look at them from a distance or take them for one-night stands or take them for, I don't know, very low maintenance partners and neglect or just give them up for some other people. Also, other men would not have to be intimidated or afraid of women who develop themselves emotionally. Emotionally speaking, women are they are very strong when it comes to expressing emotions, and men can sometimes be fearful of a woman who is expressing so much in terms of the vulnerable emotions, so crying, pain, suffering, fears. This is what a lot of men are confused. They don't even know how to handle this. And if we were to change everything, we would have to encourage women to be in their feminine energy, whether it's in a good way, so we're magnetizing everything, we're inspiring others to be bold and brave and take initiative, or whether when we're doing this in a negative way, or when we're in the downside of our energy, when we're fearful, when we're full of emotions, when we're crying, when we're in pain, when we are so desperate we just want understanding. This is what would have to happen. Men would have to honor this energy too, as well as women. This is where it starts, but it's not an easy way. It may take years, decades for society at large to make this shift. And it would start with women, actually. Again, women with women would have to relate differently. and we would have to relate differently to our inner feminine energy and honor it. So this is it. I hope this helps in some way. Thank you for your questions. They were beautiful. Now, before we go, guys, I have an announcement. On December 17th, I'm organizing an intensive workshop for women. It's around male genital massage, and this is why we had Mr. Banana with us the whole time. We're going to get into male anatomy, male reflexology points, and then the massage techniques themselves. So this is for all you ladies out there who are very brave and who are also wanting to bring something new to your man. This is an entire ritual that we'll discover. And for the guys out there who are watching, well, send your girlfriend over. Christmas is going to come soon, so yeah, you might want to try something different for Christmas. So until next time, I hope that you have a beautiful and exploratory sexual life, and I'll see you soon.